Good morning. You brighten up my days like you have no idea. So happy you're here. So, I've been teaching this week on Krishna. It was the birthday of Krishna on Tuesday. And who is Krishna? So, we have three magical energies that our practice talks about. They are the creation, the sustaining, and the dissolving qualities of ourself. And they appear as Brahma, Krishna, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. And so the middle part, that sustaining energy, is that place where Vishnu, that energy within us, is recognizing the magic and the mundane as one. And so it's said that at a time in our world where there's so much extra darkness, because there always has to be darkness, we know that. There has to be light and dark. But when there's overabundance of darkness, that Vishnu will reincarnate. And when we talk about Vishnu like it's somebody else, we forget that it's us. And that we are here to reincarnate into this world to bring back compassion, to bring back love, to balance out the darkness. And so Krishna emerges into this world as this incredible, as a baby, he's a troublemaker, right? I love that all the gods and goddesses are troublemakers, because thank God, because we are too, right? We're really big troublemakers ourselves. But he comes back into the world as this joyful song energy. He comes in the world with this divine music. This is when he gets older. When he's younger, he has more playful tendencies. But when he gets older, he finds himself moving toward the gopis. And who are the gopis? These are the milkmaids. These are the very common people. And he plays his flute so that these common people will hear the sweet music and be drawn to the sweet nectar within them. They will crave this. They will abandon everything so that they can remain in this sweet energy of Krishna, love, compassion, devotion. What's so sweet about this is he reaches out to the gopis, again, these very common people. He doesn't go for the elite and says, oh, he goes for the everyday, the women who are taking care of their families. And he infuses them with this divine energy, this divine music, and they go mad. They like drop everything they're doing and they rush to find him. They can't wait to dance with him because he is the one that dances with their whole self, with everything that they are, so unconditional. They are completely absorbed in that love. And in this teaching, it reminds us, what are we running after? If we're going to run after something, if we're going to have this feeling that we always have to chase after something, chase after that. Chase after the goddess inside of you that is never running away, that is always with you, that has abandoned everything else so that you are the focal point of your life. That you are the one in this lifetime that matters so much, because we forget that. We play with this, I'm not enough. We play with this, I don't have enough. I have to have something else to make me happy. But the energy of Krishna says, if you dance with this eternal love, you will never, never be alone. And you will always recognize who you truly, truly are. So close your eyes if you haven't yet. Finding the special and the magic in the mundane is Krishna. Can you find God while you're doing dishes? Can you find God while you're doing just the simple tasks in your life? Can you have this magical dance that never loses that sense of pure love? When you find that in yourself, you give yourself great permission for everybody that's around you to also seek and find that. When you keep looking outside of yourself for it, you give people in your life permission to seek outside of you, right? You are the divine goddess. You are the one who animates this life and this body. So what you seek, you will find. So if you seek the fleeting, you will find the fleeting. If you seek that which will never go away, then you will dance with that eternal energy. Do a little chant, a little Gopala chant. Call and response. If you've never done call and response before, I'll chant and then you chant. And to tell you the truth, I think sometimes it's a train wreck on Zoom because I think I'm chanting and then you're chanting at the same time. But it doesn't matter because it's like that ecstasy, that dance with Krishna. We just allow ourselves to be free. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Try. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Devaki Nandana Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. Gopala, Gopala, Devaki Nandana Gopala. 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 Devaki is Krishna's mother. At his birth, they already foretold that he would be a great master. And so the dark ones wanted to kill him. But at his birth, he was illuminated in the prison that he was being kept. He escaped. His mother took him. Whatever situation that we find ourselves in, there is always light. There's always an answer. There's always the opportunity to dance with this Krishna, with this sacred space. In every moment, every mundane moment, every moment that we're the milkmaid, that we're the family person, that we're just the gentle ones in the world, we can always reconnect with that space of Krishna. Bring your hands together at your heart center. Inhale for the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Release your hands down. Open your eyes. I want you to try just a little bit here of a very small cat-cow. So I want you to round just a little bit. Feel that. And Gwen, maybe this is going to help you a little bit. And then take a little bit of an arch, just a little bit of an arch. So you feel how your back is moving to the back body, rounding. Just a little bit. Go ahead and round. And then press your chest forward just a little bit. Feel your tailbone move. Good. As you round here, right? This is called cat stretch, right? As you round here, feel that. Feel your sit bones press back. From that, keep the rounding in your back. Draw your navel in, lift your chest up, and send your shoulders back. But you're continuing to give that little bit of roundness in your low back. You're giving those sit bones that wideness. The challenge we have in our back is that we push too far forward, rib cage forward, or we push too far back. We either do too much cat or too much cow in our daily habit, right? So one more time, round here, navel to spine, chin toward chest. Good. From here, start to draw the navel in. From here, start to lift the chest. Don't lose your sit bones wide. Shoulders back, throat back. Now get super tall here. Super tall, super tall. Yeah. Now come onto your hands and knees and see if you can find that as well. If you were on your hands and knees already, that's cool. You could find it there too. So cat and cow on your hands and knees. Slowly. So you're feeling how the tailbone is moving. You're feeling how the sit bones are widening. Right? So you're the keeper of this fortune, the fortune of this body. You're the healer of this body. You feel how as you round, those sit bones go wide. Maybe hang out there for a minute. Maybe tuck your chin into your chest and breathe into that rounded back. And then maybe when you look up and you get that really nice cow, see what happens to your back. Maybe it's too much of an arch. And then see if you can come to that middle ground. This is the hardest part, right? The middle ground. So round here, round your back, tuck your chin, and then start to begin to look forward, but keep that bit of rounding in your back, go slow, and then squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back without letting your ribs pop to the floor. Yikes. Good. From here, stretch your right leg back behind you. Take your left arm out in front of you. And this is what I want you to do, my friends. I want you to power up those legs. I want you to feel like you're squeezing your legs toward each other, your arms toward each other, even though your arms are in separate planes. You still got those sit bones wide. You still got those ribs lifted. When you do powerful work like this, you might even shake, right? Because your body's like, this is a lot. But the shake is that wake. It's waking up. Good. Try the other side. Sweet nectar that comes from the sound of Krishna's flute that drives you mad. Because when you dance with Krishna, you feel like you're the only one in the world. The love is that intense. Good. Release down, press back to child's pose. And if you want to love like that, stop running outside of yourself for that which is fleeting. You run into yourself, right? Isn't that great? You run into yourself, stumble over yourself, and find that place of Krishna inside of you. It's okay, those fleeting places on the outside that you reach for, they're fine. They're magical, they're memorable, they have lessons. But if you truly want to dance with the divine, you got to find the place inside of you that is never running away. You've never lost and you've never had to find. Walk your upper body to the right side of the mat. Extend that side body. Yep, just your upper body. Keep going like you're going to the right corner of your mat. Both arms. That's it. Keep the rib cage lifted here so you're protecting your low back. Keep your rib cage lifted. Don't let your rib cage fall to the floor. And then press your seat back. Feel that sensation of pressing your seat back as you're elongating the side body. Breathe deep, everybody. Just breathing heals. Go to the other side. Keep puffing up breath into your kidneys, middle back, upper back. Beautiful, everybody. God of compassion and tenderness and love. Come back to center. Okay, come up to your hands and knees, but set yourself up well. So as you come back to downward facing dog, already take the rib cage in, already widen the sit bones, do everything we were just doing. Take your time. Set yourself up for absolute healing. And then as those hips come high, good job. As those hips come high, bend your knees just a little bit, bend your knees. And then let your seat go even higher, but keep your rib cage lifted so that rounding in that low back is still there. And then find your heart, squeeze your shoulder blades gently together. Here's something fun to do, and I know my fun is often different than your fun, but keep your knees bent and then bend your elbow slightly wide too. Bend your elbow slightly wide. Good, lift the rib cage up, armpits up. And then press the thighs back to straighten the legs. Press the arms, forearms in, and then rest your mind. Rest your mind. Divine flows in as you rest your mind. If you're too busy, you'll miss that magic. Walk to the front of your mat, standing forward bend. Bend your knees if you need to here, no problem with that. When the knees are bent, the shins move forward. We like that. Keep the shins forward, do not lock the knees. Keep the shins hugging in so there's power in the legs. And then bend the knees deeply, reach the arms forward and up chair. Now place your hands back on those thighs. Press down through those thighs. And again, very slowly move through your cat-cow. Slowly, so you're feeling where you're powering up that spine. Place your mind in your breath and your movement, and that's called yoga. You place your mind in your breath and your movement. Good, round here, completely round here and stay. Good, and then inhale, look forward, reach your arms alongside those ears, rise up to stand, bring your hands to your heart center, and close your eyes. Devotion, Krishna. What do I devote my time to? That which is fleeting, that which will never leave me. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, bow forward. Separate your feet and come into squat. If you cannot squat, stay in chair. If you cannot squat easily, put a little blanket underneath your heels. Beautiful. And again, feel the wideness at your low back. This is healing our bodies. We listen to what our bodies say. Everything around you is always speaking. Some are the chatters of people in your life. That's good. Listen to the chatter of the wind, the sun and the moon and the stars. Listen to the chatter of the trees. Lie on your back, please. Bend your knees, plant your feet. Be aware here of your natural arch right now. What does that mean? It means where are you lifting? Where is that rounding in your back, your middle back right now? And then start to do very, very small pelvic tilts. Small pelvic tilts, meaning let your bones, your hip bones move towards your feet, and then let your hip bones move towards your belly. Very little. That's it, Kim. Very little. That's it, you guys. Little movements. This seems like so simplistic. But if your body can move in this very subtle little pelvic tilts with breath and awareness. Some of us are very stuck, like we can cat, but we can't cow. Or we can tilt the pelvis one way, but it doesn't feel right, but we can't tilt it the other. Good. Now keep your hip points tilted towards your toes. You feel that, the groins. Now scoop your low belly, navel in. Now place your shoulders deeper onto the floor, lift your chest, and take your hips up, butt up. Maybe clasp your hands underneath you. Maybe keep your arms alongside the body. Remember the power of your shins drawing toward each other, feet straight ahead. Good. Release the arms that they're underneath you. Lower your hips down and do just for another moment that pelvic tilt. So hip bones toward your toes, butt on the floor, hip points toward your belly. It's real subtle. Send your mind there. This energy that lives in this part of the body we can really ignore. Good. The next time your hip points move toward your knees. Now pull your navel in, soften your ribs, lift your chest up, head presses down, butt up. Bridge pose. Clasp your hands underneath you if you'd like. Squeeze the shins toward each other. Lift your chin, you guys. Breathing. Push your knees away from your hips. Pull your chest toward your chin. And then lower all the way back down. Hug your knees into your chest, please. Now either take your legs straight up to the sky or lift your shins so they parallel the floor. Take your arms out to letter T. Drop your head to the floor. Good. What does it feel like here to draw the navel in toward the floor? But once that happens, I overscoop my tailbone. Now I want to widen the sit bones like crazy. And then take my leg slightly to the right, slightly to the right. Press your left ribs deeply into the floor. Strengthening your middle back here, you guys. Keep that left arm planted on the floor. Take your leg slightly to the left. Reach down into your right rib cage. The part of your right rib cage that's facing the floor, push down. Come back to center. One more time to the right. Left rib cage anchors to the floor. Navel in. Abdominal power here, you guys. And then finally, one more time to the other side. Right rib cage anchors you. Come back to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Good. Wrap your right knee on top of your left knee, right knee on top of left. Not ankle to knee, but knee on top of knee. Good. Hands behind your head. Now, instead of pulling your feet apart, I want you to squeeze your shins toward each other. Squeeze your shins toward each other. As you squeeze your shins toward each other, I want you to feel your inner thighs widen and pull apart. And then start to bring the knees in toward the belly button, in toward the belly button. Lift your head, neck, and chest to meet it. Navel down to the floor. Rib cage down to the floor. Nice, Kathy. Yep. Good, Fred. And then release and switch sides. Take the other leg on top. Head's on the floor. Before you lift up, squeeze your shins toward each other. When you do that, you're going to have a narrowing of your sit bones. Widen your sit bones. Pull them apart. Navel to the floor, rib cage to the floor. Bring your knees in towards your chest. Navel down, lift your head, neck, and chest. Pull up. Release your head down. Unwind your legs. Happy baby pose. Press your low back into the floor. Feet as if they're standing on the ceiling. Knees wide, you guys. Shins hug in. Right ankle on top of left knee. Right ankle to left knee. Left knee into your chest. Flex both feet, please. Keep your head on the floor for this one. But the same work is happening. So I widen the inner thighs. I want to round into my lowest back just so I get that nice feeling of space. And then I'm going to pull up through my chest. This inner work we're doing, you guys, both spiritually and physically, those great shifts that help us to completely let go of what we can let go of and completely embrace what we can embrace in any given moment, the mundane, spectacular. Lift your head up here. Reach for your left foot. Pull the navel to the floor. Reach for that left foot. Yeah, pull up, squeeze that abdominal core. You might not touch it, that's fine. Release back down, ankle to knee, try the other side. Make sure you flex those feet. Feel the inner work happening here. How can I widen the sit bones? Scoop the low belly, lift the chest, soften through the shoulders. Now lift your head up, reach for that foot. Reach, reach, reach. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome, you guys. And down you go. Plant both feet on the floor and just take a breath or two. This is my favorite kind of work to do. Slow on the floor. I haven't done it for a long time. We've been doing a lot of moving. Okay, right leg to the sky, left leg straight on the floor. Right leg to the sky, left leg straight on the floor. If you have a strap, feel free to strap that right foot or place your hands behind that right thigh. Think of pressing the right thigh away from you, top of the thigh away from you. What we do here as a mistake, you guys, is try to pull that leg as close to us as we can, and then we pinch that right thigh and that right hip. So press the top of that right thigh away from you, toward the back of your mat, and then pull the shin in. Even that right hip crease should draw down. Imagine my little thumb in your right hip crease, and I'm pulling it down toward your opposite leg. Good, you guys. Okay, bend that knee. Lift your right hip, send it a little bit more to the right. Shift it a little bit more to the right, and then take a spinal twist, right knee to the left. Lift your hip, send it slightly more to the right. Don't just fall over, slightly more to the right. And then push your sacrum back. Push it back. Yes. And then open your chest more. So you're still giving a little bit of rounding in that low back. You're giving pressure to that low back, and then you're opening your chest like crazy. Maybe take that right hand and reach down for that left ankle if you want to start with your thigh stretching, because that's kind of where we're going. The bottom one, Kim. The bottom ankle, yeah. The ankle that's on the bottom in the twist would be the one you'd reach for. If you want to. If you don't, that's fine. Bless you. Come back to center. Good. Left knee into your chest. You're in that perfect balanced place. But then I need you to move your left hip more to the left. Lift your butt up and move it. And then take your left knee to the right. Take it over into twist. Did I say that right? Left knee to the right. Take it into twist. Push your sacrum back toward the left so you give it space, and then open the chest a lot. And maybe reach down for that bottom ankle if you want to try that thigh stretch. So the more I send my pelvis forward into this crazy little tilt, the more I don't have space in my back to heal. So you think of pushing your sit bones back and wide, your ribs back, and then elongating and opening through the chest. Really good, you guys. Come back up. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll all the way up to sit. Come onto your hands and knees. Before we take it back into down dog, take a little shoulder stretch. So take your right arm out to the right, and then thread that right arm underneath your left. Thread the needle. Even here, so I'm going to really try to drive this home, you guys. Even here, See that your low back gets a little puff of breath. So your rib cage lifts. And then you can take your left arm forward or up to the sky. Yeah, variations are welcome. Breath, breath, breath. We meet that unconditional love. It's like the sweet nectar of Krishna's flute. Drives us wild. Why would we ever race after anything other than that? We are moms, we are dads, we are householders. We are the ones that Krishna calls out to. Come on up, change sides, because we will make the difference. We are the nurturers. We are the ones in this human body. Yeah, beautiful, you guys. It's okay to chase those fleeting moments because there's miracles there. Don't forget to chase God inside of you. Super nice, you guys. Okay, come on up. I'm going to suggest you have a strap. If you don't, I will give options. But if you have one or you need to kind of get up and run and get one right now, go ahead and grab a strap. Downward facing dog is where we're headed. Downward dog. But again, if you have a strap, a belt, a tie, I've heard somebody use a dog leash. Just be careful of the metal on the end of it. Yeah, scarf. Yeah, Eileen. Anything that will help. Okay, good. And then we're going to come into downward facing dog. Hips high to the sky. Great. Okay, let's see how much you've taught yourself now with all this work in the back. So step your right foot forward, please. Right foot forward. Drop your back knee on the mat, left knee on the mat. Inhale the arms to the sky, Anjaneyasana. See that your right knee is pointing at your second toe. It's awfully nice to have a blanket underneath your back knee for some of you, or some kind of cushion. Make sure your back knee is not directly underneath your hip, so lean into this. This is a nice pelvic release. But here's what I want you to try. Place both hands on your right thigh. Like you can interweave your palms and just press your palms straight down onto your thigh. Now push your knee forward and then tuck your chin into your chest and curl round your back. Good. So do you feel how your sit bones go back there? Do you feel how your ribs move back, your navel pulls in? Anjaneyasana, right foot forward, Ellen. And then from there, start to reach your chest up and lift your arms up to the sky, but don't lose that. Don't lose your back body. How much can you create that back bend here without losing that sense of that moving into that cat stretch, rounding into it? How much can you keep that sense and then take your back bend? Nice, Audrey. Good. And then touch down, hands down to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank pose. Do not drop your belly. Lift your ribs, lift your throat, lift your thighs. Now come slightly past your wrists and lower all the way down to your belly and stay. Beautiful. Hands by your rib cage. Forehead to the mat. Now before we come into Bhujangasana Cobra, lift your shoulders up toward the ceiling and then toward your ears. Forehead to the mat. Don't lift your head up. Head down. Lift your shoulders up and move them towards your ears. Good. Now squeeze your shoulder blades onto your back. Now pull your navel in, you guys. Pull your navel in. Squeeze your toes to the floor and lift up head, neck, and chest cobra. So everything is on board with you. You're not just haphazardly taking a little back bend. All your power inside of you is turned on. And then press back child's pose. Nice, Nancy. Beautiful, Gwen. Upward and nice, Fred. Great, Ellen. Okay, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Diane. Okay, left foot forward, right knee on the mat. Walk your hands up to your left thigh. Great, Susan. Beautiful, Eileen. Okay, so we're pressing down, pushing the knee forward, and then rounding our chin into our chest. We're rounding. We're feeling that sensation of everything moving to the back body. And we want to keep that, navel in. Now start to pull the chest up, shoulders back, reach the arms to the sky, but keep the power in your back body here. Nice, Jane. Throat back, Angela. And you're doing work inside, so I want you to feel you're not just hanging out waiting for my next word. You're working hard here, but you're working love. That's it. Touch down, downward facing dog. I'll get really loud and excited for you. Down dog. Katrin's in the house. Hi, Annetta. Laura. Okay, forward to plank. Lift the ribs, lift the thighs, lift the throat. I know I'm a broken record, but we could just hang out here and really hurt the back. Thighs up more, rib cage up more, throat up more. Now go slightly past your wrist, lower all the way down to your belly. Now take the most powerfully beautiful cobra you can find and then open your mouth, stick out your tongue. Yeah, Lauren. Beautiful, Linda. Press back, Alana, downward facing dog. I feel like I'm yelling. I'm excited. Good, right foot forward, left knee on the mat, Anjaneyasana. Both hands on your right thigh, press it forward. Now, might you feel a little hardness in your left thigh? Might you be feeling that? Yeah, and the more I come into the deeper form of this lunge, the more my back thigh is going to feel hard. So what do I want to do? I want to put my hands on my thigh, press my thigh down, lean forward, tuck my chin into my chest, and pull the left top thigh back more. Push my left butt cheek back more. Oh, good. Now keep that. Inhale your arms to the sky. Good, now bend your elbows. Now start to take your back bend. You know what you need to do here. Keep your knee moving forward. Keep your left butt cheek moving back and wide, and keep your ribs back. Gorgeous, Laura. You got it. Nice, Mia. Good. Now touch down. Frame your front foot, Nancy. Nice. And then straighten your front leg, Ardha Hanumanasana. So straighten that front leg. You can still have your left hip on top of your left knee. But bring both hands inside of your right foot. Now turn your right toes slightly in and send your right butt cheek way out to the right. Now scoop your low belly a lot. Pull your belly in so you're rounding a bit. And just feel that. Just breathe that. Good, you guys. What do you feel like doing here? Maybe letting that front leg come a little further forward. Straight front leg if you can. Hanumanasana. The greatest devotion, right? Hanuman lives in the heart. Ram is also, I'm going to confuse you, an avatar of Vishnu, coming back into the world when too much darkness is happening. All right, so we're in some kind of a something here. All doing your own version. I love that. Okay, come on up, downward facing dog. Nice, nice. Downward dog. Excuse me. Move through a vinyasa of your choice now. So maybe you want to go back to cat-cow and really figure out what that means for your body. Maybe you want to take it through a chaturanga, cobra. Yeah, nice Katrin. Yep, yep, yep. Lydia, beautiful. Left foot forward, right knee on the mat. Anjaneyasana. Son of the wind god. Good. Move the knee forward. Come on. Put your hands on your front thigh. Excellent. Press your knee forward, but pull your ankle back. That's the front foot. Now what's happening to your back thigh? The more you come into this deep lunge, what's happening to the top of your back thigh? Do you need to round here and push the top of your thigh back a little bit so it's not so hard? And widen the sit bones, widen the inner thighs. And then from there, scoop the low belly and start to lift the chest up and lift the arms up. And then bend the elbows and create space in your chest and lean back. Nice, Margie. Hey, Susan D. Good, Susie. Yeah. Yep. Annetta, good. And then hands down to the floor. Beautiful, Laura. Hands down to the floor. Straighten that front leg. Put both hands inside. Turn those toes slightly in, Gwen. Turn them in. So you're up on your heel. Sorry. You're up on your left heel. So lift your foot. Yep. Lift your foot up. Off the floor. Yep. Turn the toes in and then push the inner left thigh and left butt cheek more to the left. Keep your rounding in your low back. This is going to let the hamstrings have some space. Right? If you're tightening and pulling in your low back, then your hamstrings are certainly tight and pulling. Now, if you'd like to, slide that leg forward just a little bit. Good. And then maybe turn those toes straight back up to the sky. Maybe hang out there or frame the front foot. So you're in Ardha Hanumanasana, maybe a little more than Ardha. Full split, a little bit of a split, half split, quarter split. Diane, nice. Investigating, that's what we're doing. We're investigating and helping this body to open up so we can have this dance with Krishna. Nice, Jessica. Nice, Ronnie. Okay, inhale, come on up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a vinyasa of your choice or none. And I say none because some days we just are taking it a little slower. We still want the practice. We want to be honoring, right? That practice, maybe a little more slow. Sometimes we're just too kapha and we need to freaking get moving a little bit. All right, here we go. Downward facing dog, right leg back and up behind you, down dog split. Do not find that overarch here. Make sure that leg is straight back behind you. Gorgeous. Pull those armpits forward just a little bit, rib cage up, and then send that right knee forward for pigeon. Right knee forward for pigeon. So here's where the minute you start to walk forward, you might just dump your rib cage to the floor. And those of you that need to come onto your back, please lay on your back, right ankle to left knee. Here we go. Start to walk your hands forward, but round your back the whole way like you have a beach ball underneath you. Squeeze your knees toward each other, power of your legs. And then once you get to your forearms, try to keep the rib cage lifted, but soften through the heart. If you're on your back, play with pressing your ribs back toward the floor and lifting your chest. Deep breathing here. Finding the magic. And some would say the same old thing. I was interested when I asked somebody, how's it going? And they're like, the same old. Just waiting for Friday. You dance with Krishna, you dance in that place where everything is that magic. And it might not be like, oh, you're, consistently like, wow, but you have that inner wow, a consistent place inside of you that never changes. So breathe deeply here. Now, some of you that are in pigeon with your belly facing the floor, I want you to come up and take a twisting thigh stretch. So I want you to walk up and take your right hand back for your left ankle. Right hand, left ankle. Twisting thigh stretch. Squeeze those knees still toward each other. So your back foot, the one that's stretched behind you, is the one you're reaching for. Yeah, bend that knee. Bend, yeah, there you go. Now squeeze those knees toward each other. Don't fall over to that left side. Open up the chest. Good, Jen. And then release. Downward facing dog. Feel free to take a vinyasa of choice or none. We're going to take finally the left leg, not finally. Next, after your vinyasa, we'll take the left leg back and up behind you. For those of you who are not doing vinyasa. And left knee forward for pigeon. Left knee forward for pigeon. And remember, you're going to go slow, mindfully pressing the sit bones back and wide, walking forward as if there's a beach ball underneath your belly. Rounding in your back, nice Audrey, and then let your chest release to the floor. Again, the sleepy pigeon feels really good too, where you just let everything go, but especially if you're healing something in your back, you want to keep that sense of ribs lifted, sit bones wide, navel in. Nice, Fred. Beautiful breathing here. Every opportunity we have to breathe long and deep through the nose. So good, everybody. Speaking of Krishna, Krishna is known as the chantress. If you want to join us tomorrow night, we have Kirtan. Same thing, same way you guys got on before, same numbers. 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Myself, my son, and our friend. It's pretty amazing if I say so myself. It's only $11. Easy, easy. 11. 11 is that magical number that invites the connection between heaven and earth. Pillars between heaven and earth. Okay, those of you who have facing your bellies toward the floor, you can come into that twisting thigh stretch if you like, or stay right where you are. Left hand reaches back for right ankle. Squeeze those shins toward each other. Keep the rounding in that back. So you really want to keep that mid back pushing back, but then find your back bend from there. Find your back bend. Open up your chest. Great, Kim. Nice chest. Good. And gently. Remember, when you release the pose, you're still in it, so go slow. Good, Ronnie. And downward facing dog. Okay, right foot forward. Back knee on the mat, Anjaneyasana. Okay, here's where you need your strap. And if you don't have a strap, you'll reach your left hand back for your right ankle. So you're going to pick your foot up off the floor by strapping your back foot. Your back foot gets strapped. Your back ankle gets strapped. And then you bring your arms over the top of your head. So it takes a moment to find it, but then you bring your elbows over the top of your head. Yep, you got it, Kim. You lean forward into your right knee. You got it, Kathy. Yep, Diane. If you don't have a strap, you can reach back and hold your hand to the foot. If you do have the strap, your arms are overhead, and you're going to lift through the chest. You're going to really feel that sensation, that beautiful sensation of squeezing that strap into that foot, because that's going to give you a little extra opening in the chest. It could be either, whatever it can hold on to. It could be ankle or top of the foot. Top of the foot might do better. And then arms over the top of your head. Good, Kathy. Now pull that back foot back a little bit more. Pull the back foot back. That's it. And then your chest is going to lift a lot, but you got to really do this really strong practice of keeping the ribs in. Can you take the elbows over the top of that? Yeah. Armpits back. Nice. Jane, beautiful. Even if you're falling. And slowly release. Good, Susan. Nice, Margie. Downward facing dog. Kim, everybody. Gwen, nice. Ellen. All right. Downward facing dog. Left foot forward. right knee to the mat, Anjaneyasana. Reach for your strap, strap your back foot. Again, if you don't have a strap, you just reach your hand back to hold the ankle. That's it, Laura. And then when you reach up, I want you to keep thinking of sending your knee forward, but all that beautiful internal work you have to do. If you overarch, it might feel good today, but eventually you're shortening your low back. So I need you to puff into your kidneys, puff into your sit bones, pull them back, and then from that work, lift your chest a lot. Push your toes into that strap. Good, make sure the throat goes back, not just the head. Good, Linda. Breathe, 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 breathe. Great, Lydia. Alberta, that's awesome. And release. Great, downward facing dog. And then drop down to your knees and press back to child's pose. Or sit in Virasana or Vajrasana if you'd rather. And you give yourself permission to heal these wounds inside of you that transmits into the world healing. And so maybe it is that moment of dancing with Krishna, abandoning yourself for a moment, feeling that unconditional love that is yours and mine. It's our birthright. Maybe when you receive that so fully, heal those places inside of you that have felt lost or running after, chasing this and chasing that. But that will translate into this lifetime, not only for you, but for all beings. Whatever you do, whatever I do, matters. Good, you guys. Downward facing dog. Walk your feet to your hands, standing forward bend. Turn your feet wide and come into squat or chair. Again, really breathe into that back body. Some of you might want to try a little crow pose here. It's really a fantastic pose to heal the back because you really have to round to get into it. So you can place your hands down onto the floor and maybe just tuck your chin into your chest. Even if you're not coming into full crow, start to feel your hips lift and drawing your knees to the upper shelf of your armpits, that upper shelf of your upper arms round. Maybe that's as far as you go. That's really cool. Maybe you scoop the low belly a lot. You pull the chest forward and maybe start to squeeze your feet toward each other. Gorgeous, you guys. And then lower back down. Good job. And then come to sit, please. Take a seat. Agni Stanvasana, so either stack your right shin on top of your left shin. For some of us, that's too big of a hip opener. So then you stack your right shin in front of your left shin. Don't be a hero here. If you have a knee, that right knee is super high, I want the shin in front of the shin instead of on top. Now pull your toes back. So you want to really flex your feet a lot. Really good. Susan T, what are we doing over there? Are you doing cross-legged? Yeah. Yeah, so it's shin on top of shin or right shin in front of left shin. Yeah, good, okay. All right, now move your sit bones back and wide a lot. Same idea, rib cage back. Now, if you're feeling comfortable here, again, flexing your feet a lot, come forward. If you're not, stay right there and breathe. Really good. Lots of yeah. Inhale slowly, come on up and change sides. Other shin on top of shin. You start cross-legged and then shin on top of shin. And or left shin in front of right shin. Flex your feet a lot. And then again, just take a moment because both sides are different. Maybe you need to wander your hips back again. Maybe you need to come up on a blanket and then come forward any amount. Breathe into that back body. It's really important when we have something that's calling out our attention in our body that we speak with it, sit with it, we ask. Because it's not only physically hurt, but possibly emotionally hurt. So we take a moment to say, hey, let me know what I can do. What is it that you're trying to say to me? Consistently laughing because the very first time that my Ayurvedic teacher said, when's the last time that you spoke with your liver, your lungs, your kidneys? I'm like, oh, maybe never. Right? So we learned that this body that we carry, this temple that we carry, it's important to infuse with conversation. Really nice, you guys. Okay, I'm going to give you an opportunity to do an inversion here. Some of you might want to lay on your back and take your legs to the sky. Some of you might want to, I was going to say crawl to a wall. You can walk to a wall too and put your legs up the wall, or you can try a little shoulder stand, headstand, handstand. I've always suggested it's not the best time to start something new without me actually being there with you. But if it's an inversion that you are very comfortable with, feel free to do that now. And again, that can be as simple as legs straight up. Just one more minute here in any position that you've chosen. Breathe deeply, be mindful, seek out that sweet nectar of you. And then begin to make your way back down. Bring yourself down to lying on your back when you're ready. can draw your knees into your chest. You do a final spinal twist if you'd like, dropping the knees to one side and then to the other. And we're going to serenade you through your Shavasana practice. So once you feel ready, go ahead and drop your legs. And drop your arms, maybe roll your head from side to side. Any final movements that you need to lie in your very sweet Shavasana. This is a song that my son wrote. Conversation that you would have maybe with your very own heart. Just for a moment, everything inside of you relax. Let your mind drop open.
Wake up, the sun is shining. For some reason I'm hiding indoors, and I don't notice why I'm crying, but something deep inside says there's more. He said, firstly listen, I don't have your heart in mind. This ain't no second hand, I am your heart and you are mine. I can't live without you, even though I know we hurt sometimes. I can't live without you. You're the only one keeping me alive. I can't live without you. How else will I celebrate good times? Ooh, I can't live without you. I have a feeling that you need me too. Is that true? Is that you? Speak up. My mind is quiet. I'm finally trying to listen to you. And I could go find myself distracted. There's something so attractive to me in you. Oh, just listen. I never had my heart in mind. Just count the second hand and hope like hell that you're still mine. I can't live without you, even though I know we hurt sometimes. I can't live without you. You're the I have a feeling that you need me too. Is that you? Is that you? Oh.
Begin to deepen your breath.
Even though I know we hurt sometimes, I can't live without you. You're the only one keeping me alive. I can't live without you. How else will I celebrate good times? Ooh, I can't live without you. Never feeling that you need me to. That you wake up. My mind is quiet. Finally trying to listen to you.
Your body stretch in any way that feels really, really good. Kathy's laughing. And so is Kim. And roll to your side. Come on up to sit. Bringing your hands together at your heart center. Our kirtan tomorrow night is called Better Together, and we truly believe that. We are so much better together. We're so much better when we connect to Krishna, that inner community of love and devotion. And when we connect to that, we come out better together. So take a deep breath in for the sound of Om. Slide your hands to space between the eyebrows. Namaste, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me unmute you.